The sun was beginning to set over the playa, casting a golden glow across the desert as the lights of Burning Man flickered to life. A crowd gathered at one of the main art installations, intrigued by the announcement that Mono, the talking Pitbull, would be giving a presentation on how to bring the principles of Burning Man into everyday life. As Mono stepped onto the makeshift stage, the festival goers quieted down, curious to hear what this wise and unusual speaker had to say. With a gentle wag of his tail, Mono began. "Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I've been wandering around this incredible place, and it's clear that the energy, the creativity, and the sense of community here are like nothing else. But as much as we celebrate this week of self-expression and radical inclusion, I've been thinking, what happens when we leave this magical space? How do we take the principles of Burning Man and apply them to our daily lives in a way that truly honors the spirit of this festival?" Burning Man's principles are profound. They're not just guidelines for a week in the desert. They're a code of ethics that, if lived every day, could genuinely change the world. So today I want to share a few ideas on how we can live the true code of ethics that Burning Man represents. Not just here, but in everything we do. The first principle is radical self-reliance. Out here, we're encouraged to rely on our own inner resources and take care of ourselves. But what does that look like outside of the festival? In daily life, self-reliance is about taking full responsibility for yourself, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It's about learning to trust yourself, not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's hard. In a world where we often lean on external validation, radical self-reliance means cultivating the skills, mindset, and inner strength to navigate life's challenges. It means knowing you can create your own solutions, solve your own problems, and stand strong in your own energy. Whether it's learning new skills or developing emotional resilience, this principle is about empowerment. We all know the leave no trace principle well here. Take only memories, leave only footprints. But why stop when the festival ends? Leave no trace isn't just about the physical environment. It's about how we move through the world in all areas. In your relationships, do you leave a positive trace? When you interact with people, do you leave them feeling uplifted, understood, or valued? In your workplace, do you contribute to a harmonious environment or leave behind stress and disconnection? Take the concept of leaving no trace and apply it energetically. Whether it's your neighborhood, your family, or your planet, ask yourself, am I leaving things better than I found them? Am I conscious of my impact? Radical inclusion is one of the most beautiful aspects of Burning Man. Everyone is welcome, regardless of background, beliefs, or experience. But how do we live this principle authentically in everyday life? It's not enough to just tolerate differences. We have to truly embrace them. Inclusion means going beyond the surface and actively creating spaces where others feel seen, heard, and valued. In daily life, that could mean inviting someone to share their story, making space for voices that are often unheard, or questioning your own biases and assumptions. The key is authenticity. Inclusion doesn't mean pretending everyone is the same. It's about recognizing the value in each unique perspective and embracing the beauty in diversity. Gifting is another principle we all love about Burning Man. It's one of the purest expressions of generosity, offering something without expecting anything in return. But why should gifting be limited to the festival? In everyday life, gifting doesn't have to be material. A kind word, a listening ear, sharing knowledge. These are all gifts. Imagine if we treated each interaction as an opportunity to offer something meaningful. By living in the spirit of gifting, we transform everyday moments into acts of generosity and connection. When we give from the heart, we help create a more loving and open world. Out here, communal effort is what makes everything possible. We come together to build, create, and support each other. But back in the default world, we often get caught up in individualism. We forget how powerful collaboration can be. Incorporating this principle into daily life means shifting from me to we. It's about looking for opportunities to collaborate, to build something bigger than yourself, whether in your community, your workplace, or even your family. By working together, we amplify each other's strengths and create a collective impact. And then there's radical self-expression, the heart of Burning Man. Here we're free to be whoever we truly are, to express ourselves without fear. But often, when we go back to the world outside, we start to hold back. We dim our light. Living this principle in daily life means giving yourself permission to be fully yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable. It's about expressing your truth, your creativity, and your ideas, regardless of how they might be received. The world needs your unique expression. It's not about fitting in, it's about standing out in your own beautiful way. Lastly, civic responsibility. Out here, we take care of each other, and we take care of the environment. But civic responsibility doesn't stop in the desert. In your daily life, civic responsibility means taking action in your community, standing up for causes that matter, and being engaged in the world around you. It's about caring for the collective and remembering that we all have a role to play in making the world a better place. Burning Man is special because it's a reflection of what's possible when we live with intention, creativity, and love. But the real magic happens when we take these principles home with us, when we integrate them into how we live, how we connect with others, and how we treat the earth. Imagine a world where the ethics of Burning Man were lived every day. That's the vision, and it starts with each of us.